human size. And then he'll reach into the back of the vehicle, grab a package, and walk it up to the door to put it on the doorstep, and then get back into the vehicle, fold it back up, and the autonomous vehicle will drive on down the road. So those are three stories. What do you think all of them have in common?
They're replacing humans.
Bingo! Bingo, bingo, bing, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
How soon do you think it'll be until we see a humanless restaurant? Basically,
And that
nobody
sucks.
in
I
the
mean, I
front of
kind
the
of like
house.
the interaction.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you said you don't like to talk to anybody, but sometimes it's cool, you know. You come over here, people, you know, you can exchange jokes, you get to meet people. I don't know, maybe even have them on the podcast.
Yeah, sometimes I like interacting with people, and then other times I'm just like, leave me alone.
I'm hungry.
But
Gotta eat.
you know what I really don't like? I don't like jobs being taken.
Well,
I dislike that more than anything. And there is a big box retailer, I'm not going to say any names, whose floor cleaner, you know, the big machines that they ride around cleaning the floors, is now autonomous.
yeah, autonomous. Yeah, holy hell. Sadly, that's the way of the future. Technology will replace a lot of humans' jobs. So no, it won't be people from south of the border. They'll probably
Right.
be built in factories here in America or maybe somewhere else. But anyway, bottom line is, well, come on, let's face it. We started talking about sex workers of the
Right.
robotic kind.
Yep.
Even those jobs are at stake.
Ain't nobody safe.
Ain't nobody safe because even sex robots. I mean, hey, we never revisited that. Is that still a thing? Nobody talks about that shit no more.
Yeah, they're still a thing. They're growing strong. In fact, they're getting more popular. I think people are finally starting to understand. Like, we as Americans, we have gotten to a point where we just don't like dealing with people. We don't like talking to people. We like
Yeah, that's
staying in our
wrong.
own lane, and that's it. And I myself find myself at that point sometimes. I get home from work and I'm just like, I don't want to look at anybody. I don't. Don't talk to me. Don't try to laugh with me. Just give me what I need and let me go home. You know?
Yeah, I get you because I'm like that a lot of the times too, especially when you've been working in places where you're dealing with public. And
Yeah.
some people, I don't know what happens when the whole customer employee thing, you know, they think that they can treat you like shit because you're wearing a specific company clothing or whatever,
Right.
and they
Yep.
can just take it out on you, and they, you know, it's fucked up. So some people kind of provoke these feelings where you get home and you're like, I'm done talking to people, shut the fuck up. And sometimes your family, all they want to do is be with you, talk to you, and
Right.
you're
Right.
like,
And you're kind of in a mood, you know?
yeah, no,
Uh, I don't normally go political. Okay. So you guys have to bear with me on this one. All right. I don't ever go political. I try to stay away from it, especially on this show.
okay,
But there is a presidential candidate right now who his platform is saying autonomous robots and AI are going to take away American jobs. And this right here proves three jobs. Right, I just told you four jobs that are going to be taken away
well,
with
I
robots.
mean, look at it. We don't have to go just history itself. The auto workers. Once they built there used to be an assembly line of people doing, you know, everything, and eventually they brought in machines who started doing certain
Yep.
jobs and starting getting rid of auto workers. So I
It's
mean, it's been happening. I mean, even some of us that like I said, I saw that thing patrolling the LaGuardia airport. A little kind of R2 look kind of
the
unit.
little
Actually,
security thing.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, caught my attention because I saw the three dots logo on it.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful. So I was like, oh, okay. Nobody's
Yep.
safe. Nobody's safe. Food servers, sex workers, security guards,
Everything.
everything.
And
Manufacturing.
this presidential candidate, one of the things that he says is his big thing right now is truck driving, because autonomous vehicles are getting to be so good that pretty soon truck drivers are not going to be needed. And this is a lot of people that's going to be out of work.
Yeah, I remember hearing something like that. It was Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan had him on. So check him out.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't normally go political, but this ties right into with what he was saying. And a lot of the mainstream news don't want to put this stuff out there. They don't want you to know about it. So let's talk about how many people do you think are going to be out of work? I don't have the answer to this, but just think about it. If all the auto workers are going to be out of work, truck drivers pretty soon are going to be out of work. Food service industry is going to, everyone that works front of the house is going to be out of work. Security is just about going to be out of work with those little R2D2 things. And now package delivery is going to be out of work as well. All right. Think about how many people are going to be out of work because of robots. I mean, it's staggering when you start thinking, when you start adding numbers up. It's fucking scary. Like,
it is
legitimately fucking scary that your job could be gone.
Thanks to a robot.
Because a robot doesn't need a break. A robot doesn't need paid. A robot doesn't need overtime. You don't have to give a smoke.
Sick.
Right. They don't have kids they got to go, deal with.
And, well, that's corporate greed, though. That's obviously companies always trying to do everything for less, get the most out of their workers. And at this point in time, I mean, it's the way of the future. It's
where we're going to go. Now, on the flip side, I do want to put out there, and then I'll get off this bandwagon. It just pisses me off. I'm really passionate about this because I have seen firsthand the destructive power that robots can bring to a community. When I was living in Toledo, Ohio, it was a big automotive industry. Basically the way it kind of worked out was it was about 45 minutes to an hour south of Detroit. And Detroit, obviously, at that point in time was a huge automotive mecca of the country. Well, and Detroit, Toledo, so Toledo was putting, let's say, transmissions. They had factories to put these transmissions together. And then once they were put together, they were shipped up to Detroit. Detroit would put the already assembled transmissions into the vehicles. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When the automotive industry tanked, not only did Detroit tank, but Toledo tanked as well. And that's where I was living. And I saw thousands of workers went out of work. In a matter of a couple of years.
Yeah.
Nobody had jobs anymore. And this is where we're at. That was then, and nobody wanted to take a look at it then. Now look at us, and this is where we're going. So anyways, Andrew Yang is the presidential candidate. He was on Joe Rogan. You guys can go check him out. I'm not saying vote for him. I'm not saying don't vote for him. I just think it's just kind of a funny correlation with what he's talking about. And he's saying, hey, this is going to happen. We need to be on the forefront of changing what we're doing. And what his suggestion is A, legalize marijuana. Now, bear with me, guys, all right? I'll explain why. Legalize marijuana. Anybody that's in a prison right now for a nonviolent marijuana-only violation or criminal act gets released from prison right then and there. Now, you take all the money from the taxes of legalizing marijuana and selling it at the gas station, taxing it like cigarettes. And anybody that knows anything about taxation knows cigarettes is one of the highest tax items ever.
Yes.
Take all those taxes and then all the money they're going to be saving from prisons, and then tax companies like Google and Amazon and Walmart and all of these huge corporations all across the country, tax them at a little bit higher of a rate. You will then have enough money to give every single person over the age of 18 $1,000 a month. Now, that money can be used for whatever it is you want to use it for. You want to pay rent, pay your rent. You want to pay your water bill, pay your water bill. If you want to, as he suggests, if you're in one of these industries where a robot is going to take your job,
the dodo. Yeah.
Go back to school, learn computers, learn something that they can't take, at least not right now. So re-educate yourself. $1,000 a month, you can do that. You can pay to go back to school. So you take it upon yourself to do your research. I will never tell you one way or the other which to do. That's as an American, you have the right to vote, but with that right comes the responsibility to do your own research. So get out there, put your fucking head in a book, learn, do whatever you think. But also at the same time, I'm going to say check this guy out because he's fucking smart.
Yep. And that's what we need right now.
Right. So I'm not saying nothing, against one or for another. I'm just saying check this guy out because it takes a lot to make me stop in my fucking tracks and break one of our golden rules on this podcast, and that's talking politics.
Yeah, but shit is happening. But in a sense, I mean, it's not just politics, but it's a reality. Technology is replacing a lot of jobs. A lot of us will need to look into, educate ourselves, learn something different.
Yep.
Because we have to learn to adapt to the new world because everything's changing on us.
It is.
We can't hold on to the past, and say, well, this is the way it was done. Yeah, that's the way it was done. Things have changed. Now we have to learn new things. And I believe that it doesn't matter how old you are. You can apply yourself. I mean, yeah, sure, I hate doing homework. I'm only 45. And fuck, I hate doing homework. But looks like I'm going to have to get out of my comfort zone and go out there and do some shit, because...
And if you're lucky enough to be in a position where you don't have to worry about technology taking over your job, I'm happy for you. But if you know somebody who is in that position where they do have to go back to school, show some support. Let them know that you back them up. You know what I mean? Because some of us, like myself, listen, you want me to go guns blazing into a battle? I can do that. You want me to go back to school with a bunch of 18-year-old kids? Man, that's scary to me. You know what I mean?
Scary shit.
Yeah, so back them up. Anyways, let's get on some fucking happy shit. Can we get on some happy shit now?
As you were talking about all these robots taking over our jobs, I'm like, fuck, we're all going to develop the Mandalorian's attitude. No droids.
Yep. No droids.
No droids.
Yeah. I like the Mandalorian. Mandalorian is fucking badass.
I just finished watching it for a second time. I watched all 8 episodes for a second time.
Jesus Christ. You want to talk about a show to get your dick hard.
Hey. What can I say?
Yep. And I got to say, in The Mandalorian, Gina Carano was in that. Am I correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. She did a really good job in that show. I was really, I don't want to say surprised, but I was. And because not a lot of former, fighters can transition over to acting really easily. She did a really good job. Much props to her. Okay. Well, who else does a good job?
Who?
Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith.
Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith.
Don't they do a good job?
All the time.
What movie were they in together?
Oh, that's easy, man. Come on. It's, I got it right here. Agent K and Agent J. Come on.
Bingo, bango.
Motherfucking B.
And guess what? They're in talks of making another one together of.
I heard the rumor. I got a chubby. And I would love to see where they go with this. Because, the new one was okay. I can see, because obviously MIB is they obviously they would have bases in different parts of the world to patrol the whole Earth. So right. I can see the new one as the European factor, sort of faction or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I'd like to see what happens in New York, or here in the U.S., with Agent K and Agent J.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched the new one and I thought, for having somebody other than my two homeboys doing the MIB, they did a good job.
Yeah,
they did a really good job. They kept the story in the movie with that same feeling, fun. Actually, I loved it. I really enjoyed it. But I really want to see my two boys back in action. I really do. That was Men in Black to me.
Even if it's a Hayes' final run, because Tommy Lee Jones is getting at least kind of like Logan him out,
right?
Professor Xavier him out, Yeah,
that'd be cool. Even push him more into a role that Rip Torn was in, kind of bring him
that too. If he becomes the big guy, he does it not right. So much field work, but I don't know. Gosh,
I think that'd be kind of cool. Okay, so we talked about Men in Black. Let me get that off the screen. Another one I'm very, very proud of, and it has been confirmed, 100% confirmed.